What's up, everybody? Dwayne Bryant here with another edition of my MLB Trend Report. This one for Tuesday, July 18th. And guys, we are going to get right into it with 5 trends today. Trend number 1 coming right up here. And as always, guys, never make a bet based on any single trend, angle, or piece of information. I am just providing this information to add to your handicapping of these games. Let's start with the New York Yankees. We're going to go back to the last season. Team equals the Yankees. We're going to look at the Yankees in just the second half of the season. So, as you know, baseball's got a 162 game season. So, if we just want to look at how a team performs in the second half of a season, we use game number greater than 81. And we're going to look at them in the second half of the season against good power hitting teams that average at least 1.25 home runs per game on the season. And we'll click the SDQL button. And you'll see that despite a line of minus 108.4 on average, the Yankees are just 3-14, losing by nearly 2 runs per game in the second half of this season and last season against good power teams that are averaging 1.25 or more home runs per game. You can see that the Yankees do have one of their 3 wins this season, and it actually came in a doubleheader on July 1st against the Cardinals. And it is active today, and it looks like again tomorrow as they are in a series with the power-hitting LA Angels. So let's move on to trend number 2. And guys, before I get to trend number 2, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell for notifications. I would greatly appreciate it. For trend number 2, we're just going to look at this season. This time, our team is the Seattle Mariners. And we are going to look at them against starting pitchers that have made at least 3 starts on the season, which is why I used greater than or equal to 3. Lowercase o is opponent, lowercase s is starter, and the capital S is sum. And I honestly can't tell you why there is a 1 in parentheses there. I just know that that is how I was taught to do this, to get the total number of starts by the opposing starter greater than or equal to 3. And also that opposing starter season to date ERA is 3 or less. And we'll hit the SDQL button there. And you'll see that this season, the Mariners, despite being a minus 114 favorite on average, are 1-11, losing by nearly 3.5 runs per game when they face a starting pitcher this season that has an ERA of 3 or less and has made at least 3 starts on the season. And I put that parameter in there because I didn't want it to put out results from a pitcher that, let's say, they made 1 start this season and pitched 5 shutout innings, their ERA is 0. I wanted to get a more accurate picture of the opposing pitcher's ability, and the more starts you look at, the more clear that picture becomes. So I used 3 for this season. And you can see that the 1 win out of the 11 was actually just last night when the Mariners nipped the Twins 7-6. So, again, as I said this in yesterday's video, all of these trends eventually regress. They eventually turn the other way. What goes up must come down, vice versa. So you always have to be careful. Now, is this the point where this trend starts to turn? Or was that just a blip and this trend picks up where it left off before? Only time will tell. But this is why it is important, and I can't stress this enough, that you never bet just based on one trend. Make sure you have multiple varying edges in a game before you actually make a bet. So let's go to trend number 3. And guys, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up, hit that button to like this video. I would greatly appreciate that. We're going to look at a starter this time around. And we're going to look at a specific set of dates. We're going to go back to July 30th, 2021. And again, we always have to put the 4-digit year in first, then the 2-digit month, and then the 2-digit day of the month. So it looks like that. And our starter is Patrick Sandoval. And we are going to look at him just in the month of July. So going back to July 30th, 2021, Patrick Sandoval in his July starts since that point is 0-7 straight up, losing by an average of almost 4.5 runs per game. And if you go down here, you can see the average score. Sandoval's team 1.29, opponents 5.71. So if you fade him, it's 0-7 on the run line as well. So if you faded him on the run line, you got a very nice 85.8% ROI. Active today, and I know when I last looked, you could lay 1.5 runs with the Yankees at plus 150. So a nice underdog or a nice plus money price on the Yankees run line here if you want to fade this trend and take the Yankees here against Patrick Sandoval and the Angels. Let's move on to trend number 4. This is the trend that has the best, most impressive win-loss record of the day. And before I do that, guys, if you have any questions or comments, suggestions, requests for the show, suggestions for the show, any trends or angles you'd like me to research, drop all of that stuff in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. We're going to go back to team specific. And we're going to go back and count last season. So this season and last season. Our team is the Braves. We're looking at the Braves at home when they are off a loss by at least 4 runs. So the -4 means it was a loss. If I would have just left it a 4, it would have been a positive number, would have been a win. Previous margin. Now, I know it says less than or equal to -4, but that doesn't mean it was a loss by 4 runs or less. It means it was a loss by 4 runs or more. Again, you have to remember that a negative, let's say the Braves lost by 5, this would then be a -5 here. So -5 is less than -4, which is why we are using the less than sign here and not the greater than sign. So going back to last season, the Braves at home off a loss by at least 4 runs. You can see the Braves are a perfect 12-0, winning by exactly 3.5 runs per game on average. They were an average -171 favorite. Still a good 58.4% ROI. Can't complain about that. Active today with the Braves at a pretty hefty price, -210 or so against the Diamondbacks. So if you don't mind the juice and you've got other edges in this game that point to the Braves, fire away. Don't know if I would take the run line here. It looks like they're only 6-6 on the run line. Now they're still showing a nice 11.3% ROI. So you could go either route there as well. And that brings us to the final trend of the day. And guys, as I always do, at dbbets.com, I have to let you know about my football special that I've got going on and why you will want to get that special. And again, if you go to my page at dbbets.com, this is exactly what it looks like. You can see I do have a best bet MLB total going today as well. But if you scroll down, there's also a football special where you can get my college football because I was #1 last year. You can get the combined with that, you can get the NFL through the Super Bowl from the gold sheet, get us together for $7.49. Or you can get my individual special here, where if you go down here to long-term and seasonal passes, you see football. Basically, and I don't think it's going to come up on the screen for you, but that's where your different season of football options are. And why you should buy my football package is this. I was #1 in college football last season. I was #1 in the NFL 2 seasons ago at WagerTalk. I'm #1 in the NFL the last 2 seasons combined on profit from 5% NFL max bets. So you get to choose which freebie you want with my football special. Option 1 is you buy my college football season package, and you can choose to get the rest of my MLB season absolutely free. Option 2, you buy my college football season package, and you can choose to get my entire NFL season through the Super Bowl absolutely free. Option 3, and where you'll save the most money, and if you bet college and pro football, NFL and college football season package, combo package, you will get the rest of my MLB season through the World Series absolutely free. If you pick that final option, the support staff here at WagerTalk will see that you purchased that combo, and they will hook you up with the rest of my MLB. If you buy my college football season package, someone from WagerTalk's amazing customer service staff will reach out to you to see whether you want the NFL season free or the rest of MLB for free. Choice is yours right now while that special lasts. And I, at this point, don't know when they're going to pull the plug on that. So my advice is get on board now. And again, that's at dbbets.com. For this final trend, number 5, and this is the ROI trend of the day, we are going to look at a thorn in my side this season. We're actually going to go back to the 2021 season, and the starter is Patrick Corbin. We're going to look at Corbin on the road when the line is between even money or plus 100 to plus 150. So basically, he's a road. Now, I could have put a D there, road dog. It's going to give you the same result because the line parameter shows that he's an underdog. So since 2021, Patrick Corbin on the road, when the line is between 100 and plus 150, or even money and plus 150, hitting the SDQL button, you can see that Corbin is 1-7 straight up and on the run line, losing by over 3.5 runs per game. And if you fade him on the run line, you have a very nice 109.4% ROI. And it is active today. Corbin and the Nationals continuing their series in Chicago against the Cubs. Now, I can tell you right now, I'm personally not playing this game because I just seem to fade Corbin on the days where he looks like Cy Young. It's amazing. It's happened to me twice this season that I can remember. So I clearly don't have the timing right on my plays against Patrick Corbin. If you don't suffer from that affliction, good luck, because this will apply today with that hefty ROI on the run line. And guys, that's going to do it for me today. Again, if you've got any questions, comments, suggestions, drop them in the comments section. And as always, best of luck on all of your wagers today.